Hi there, I'm Scarlett, and today I wanted to talk to you a bit about the healing power of tarot. And I wanted to also talk about different ways that tarot can be used beyond just using it for readings. I mean, obviously, the main way people incorporate tarot in their life is through doing readings, whether that's a card of the day or a 3-card reading or maybe a more advanced 10-card reading. But I think tarot can be used in a lot of different ways too. I think it can be definitely used for guided meditation, so I'm actually going to take you along on a guided meditation with me, and so stay tuned to the end of the video for that. I think the cards themselves could be placed on maybe an altar, so a sacred space that you can use some time to reflect upon its meaning. I think they can also be used as kind of daily affirmations too. So you can put certain cards around various places in your apartment or your home and get that kind of constant reminder or constant influx of the energy that that card represents. And two, cards can be used in things like spell work or ritual. So I think there are a lot of different uses for tarot beyond just doing readings. And one of the things about tarot that I really like is my own practice with tarot has caused myself to become more patient, become more comfortable in my own body, and kind of created just a general healing process for my own emotional and mental well-being. And I think tarot is a great tool for that. And I wanted to go over a couple different cards that I connect with the idea of healing and share them with you. And then we'll go on a guided meditation and see how that goes. So the first card I wanted to talk about is the card Temperance. And this is a really beautiful card that's tied to ideas like balance and patience and even moderation. And you see a lot of imagery and symbolism in this card that relates to those concepts. The angel itself is in balance. It's almost a hermaphrodite. It's kind of hard to tell if it's male or female, so that angel itself is kind of a tie to balance. The feet of the angel, 1 foot on land, 1 foot on water. I'll zoom in here to see if you can see that image a little bit better. So you can see 1 foot on the physical world and 1 foot in the waters, so 1 foot in the subconscious or the realm of the mysteries. So here you have this great beautiful image of this angel, and the angel is kind of bringing us a sense of peace, I think. And when you think about ideas like balance and moderation, I always think about our own daily lives, because for me, I love to think about the wider philosophical ideas of tarot, but I also am really concerned about how can it be useful in our day-to-day lives. So this card of Temperance, all about bringing balance to our own lives in order that we can ascend to be the best version of ourselves. That's why the water in the cup, it's flowing against gravity. It's flowing from a lower level to a higher level. So likewise, with the energy of Temperance here, we're trying to be the best version of ourselves. And for me, I definitely struggle with patience. Oftentimes I get distracted. So sometimes I will use the Temperance card as a bookmark in whatever book I'm reading. So as I'm reading the book, I tend to often read longer than I would or stay in the zone longer than I might, because that Temperance card is just sticking out of there, giving me kind of that daily affirmation to remain focused in what I'm doing, to keep that patience and continue to grow that. Also, when it comes to moderation, this is a fun card to think about. If you're trying to work out or eat healthy, you can put a card like this on the fridge, right? So reminding you to incorporate moderation in all areas of your life. So this is a really useful card that I like to incorporate beyond readings and just put it in various areas around my apartment. It's just that kind of daily reminder to help myself become the best version that I can be. You might think that the opposite of this card is probably close to the Devil card, right? And the Devil card shows the two figures that are actually from the Lovers card, the Adam and Eve. A lot of visual symmetry here. But instead of the Garden of Eden, which they are in the Lovers card, here they've definitely fallen pretty far. And this card is about being, or at least feeling, like you're a slave to your impulses, to your bad behavior or your bad decisions. So it is kind of like an anti-temperance card in a way. Though the key to the Devil card is noting their chains here. And I'll zoom in for you guys so you guys can see. So the chains that they wear are loose, right? So there is the idea that if they wanted, they could simply remove those chains and walk away. They could improve their life. But they are purposely standing there, and the longer they stand there, the more demon-like they get, right? They're growing those horns and those tails. And I think it's also funny, I don't know if this was part of the original intention here, but the Baphomet figure up top, he is very goat-like, right? And the word scapegoating, it makes me think of that. So here, the figures, they're really trying to find a scapegoat, an excuse for their bad behavior, for their bad decision making or their bad judgment. Oh, I can't do this because of this, you know, but in reality, this card is really about personal responsibility. It's about stepping up to the plate and realizing, you know what, I'm at fault here. I'm the only one that should be blamed for what I'm going through right now. And I'm also the only one that can make better decisions and turn the tides to make those changes. So it's interesting to reflect on this card too. It's not a scary card. It has nothing to do with demons or anything like that. It's all about the lies that we tell to ourselves, the lies that we say to even each other sometimes. Oh, I can't, you know, improve this because of that, or oh, I can't get better at this skill, or oh, I can't eat better or pass this test or whatever. These kind of negative cycling thoughts. The longer we stay in this realm, the more it's going to consume us, and the trickier it's going to be to take that personal responsibility that you need to. So it's an interesting card. Definitely in my view, kind of these two are tied together and almost opposites. The other card, other than Temperance, that I tie to healing is the Star card. And this is a very beautiful card. You see this young maiden, here I'll zoom in for you, and she is by a small pond, and it's very similar to Temperance in certain ways. You have the 1 foot in water and 1 foot on land. You have two vessels. Here they're golden cups, but here they're jugs, and they're being poured, one onto water, one onto land. So nourishing both spaces, nourishing our emotional state, the water, nourishing the subconscious state, and then nourishing the physical, the body, nourishing the material. So here you have balance, but that balance is also a sense of nurturing and cultivating as that water is being poured on. The maiden herself, she is nude, right? So you have that sense of her being completely comfortable in her skin, comfortable in who she is. And this card is fascinating because in the major arcana, it comes after the Tower card, which is a really rough card. The Tower card references a time where kind of everything in your life collapses and your whole worldview and your whole perspective has to change, and you're kind of having to start from ground zero. So right after that card, card 16, the Tower, you get card 17, the Star. And what that does is it gives you that ray of hope for starting over. So this really is a card about hope. And the star itself too is a metaphor for hope, right? Wishing upon a star, even looking out on the sky and seeing the stars at night to me, that kind of puts your life in perspective, right? When you feel like everything's falling apart, sometimes you need to think about the wider universe and how insignificant our own lives are in the grand scheme of things. And there can be a comfort in that. And I think the star card is tied to those ideas, feeling comforted by the wider universe and understanding that everything is in a cycle and there will be downs and there will be ups. And the cycle is one of those continuing metaphors that you'll see throughout tarot in many of the different cards. So here we have a beautiful card about healing, about hope, and you even have a little red-orange bird in the corner, possibly a phoenix, so that sense of rising from the ashes to begin again. So when I need to feel refreshed after something went really wrong, this is the card I turn to. This is a great card that I meditate with, maybe a card that I put under my pillow before bed. To connect with this energy. So this is one of my other favorite cards that I tie towards healing. And next I'd like to take you on a guided meditation. So I'll put on some nice relaxing music and definitely find some place comfy and slowly close your eyes, and we're gonna go through a guided meditation where we're gonna meet the beautiful maiden in the star card to ask her for help with our own healing journey. So before we begin our guided meditation, take a few moments to look at the image and the symbols within the star card. Try and notice all those details and try and visualize yourself in the scene. Then close your eyes and begin to focus in on the breath. Take slow breaths through the nose and out through the mouth. I find that it helps to breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and out for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue breathing so that your exhale is slightly longer than your inhale. Then, when you are fully relaxed, try and visualize yourself on a path leading to a pond. As you're walking along that path, take a moment to notice the stars above. Notice how they twinkle and reflect that beautiful light. As you continue to walk along the path, you'll see a pond in the distance, and the pond is reflecting the light of the stars. Slowly walk towards that pond. As you're walking towards the pond, you can feel your feet walking through the dewy grass and the cold water on your toes. When you reach the pond, look into your own reflection. What do you see? What do you look like? Spend a few moments looking at your own reflection, watching it shift and change in the ripples of the pond. Take a moment there and then slowly stand back up. Turn away from the pond and towards a large oak tree in the distance. As you walk towards the oak tree, you see a beautiful maiden in the distance. What is she doing, and what does she look like? What color is her hair, and what color are her eyes? Does she look towards you, or does she look away? You walk towards the beautiful maiden, and as you get closer, you feel even a greater sense of calm and serenity. As you reach her, she hands you a clay stone vessel, and inside the vessel is cool water. She asks you to take a sip of the water. You bring the vessel towards your lips, and gulp down a large gulp of that beautiful water. Take a moment to feel that sensation of the coolness rushing through your body, down your throat, all the way down to your toes. Ask yourself how you feel now. Do you feel a little bit better? Do you feel a greater sense of serenity and calm? The maiden now asks you if you're ready to receive your message of healing. You say yes, and she bends closely to you and whispers in your ear. What does she say to you? That message is for you and you alone. You thank that maiden, and then you say good night, and you begin to walk back along the path that you came. The stars shine brightly above, and you almost float in weightlessness as you make your way back along the path. Slowly you begin to become aware again of your physical surroundings. You feel the sensations in your legs and your arms. And when you're ready to open your eyes, please rejoin us here. So welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that really short guided meditation. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on guided meditation. Do you like to do it? Do you ever do guided meditations with tarot cards or trying to visualize yourself in the scene? If you did like this, I might plan on doing a couple more guided meditations for you guys using tarot. And if you'd like to share in the comments, do feel free to let us know when you looked into the pond what you saw as your reflection, what it looked like. And also, if you like to share, tell us what words of wisdom the maiden told you along your healing journey. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'd love to learn more about your own thoughts about the healing power of tarot. If there are certain tarot cards that you think about when it comes to healing, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you're interested in learning more about tarot, I'll post a link to my blog where you can read more about different cards and their meanings. And I'll also post a link for my one-to-one lessons in case you're interested in taking it to the next step. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'm headed to New Orleans for this weekend, so I'll be gone for a couple days, but I'll be back in about a week, and I'll see you then. Bye.